So I have a PowerPoint to go along with my presentation, but I can't figure out how to record that as well. So I'm just going to give my presentation, but keep in mind that there's a PowerPoint that goes along with it. So how many of you have had an interview before? I'm assuming just about all of you. And how many of you expect to have an interview in the future? Probably about the same amount. According to Forbes, the average interview takes 40 minutes. You only have 40 minutes to prove that you deserve the job, which makes it very important that you are prepared for this interview. Today I'm going to inform you guys about interviews. Specifically, interviewing is an important part to everybody's career, and it is important to prepare for them. I will discuss how to dress for an interview, what questions could be asked at an interview, and what questions to ask the interviewer, and also some general interview tips. It is important for everybody's career pretty much to have a job interview, so I think this topic is very relevant to you guys. The first impression you make at an interview is how you look. It is important to look professional at any job interview for any job. Both men and women should make sure their clothes are clean and pressed. They should shower in the morning and don't use perfume, cologne, or aftershave to avoid overpowering people or causing an allergic reaction. You should brush your teeth before the interview and then don't drink or eat or smoke after you brush your teeth. Women should wear a dark suit with a skirt usually, but pants are becoming more acceptable. Usually you should err on the side of being conservative though. Your clothes should fit well. You should wear a conservative blouse, nothing tight, lacy, sheer, or low cut. Your makeup and nail polish should be understated and flattering. No flashy jewelry, limit to 1 ring per hand usually. And then little necklaces and stuff like that. Shoes should be low-heeled and in good condition, no open toes or backs. They should also be comfortable so that you're comfortable. You should wear pantyhose to match your skin tone and carry an extra pair in your bag. And also your hair should be conservatively styled, usually in an updo. Men should wear a dark suit. This includes a matching jacket and pants, a dress shirt that is usually light colored, a tie, coordinating socks, usually not ankle socks, you would want them to be a little bit higher than that, and dress shoes. Your suit should fit comfortably, and you should avoid loud colors and flashy ties. Your hair should be neat and conservative. You should also be clean shaven. How you look is the first impression, but how you answer the questions is important too. You should prepare for questions that could be asked of you. One of the main questions that is usually asked is, tell me a little bit about yourself. You need to keep this answer related to jobs and skills that you have had. Another question would be, what do you know about the workplace that you're interviewing for? You should do some research before the interview and make sure you know how to answer this question. What are your weaknesses? Keep the answer positive. Maybe try to say how you're trying to improve those weaknesses. What are your strengths? Describe skills relevant to the job that you're interviewing for. Why did you leave your last job? Don't say that you were fired or that you were terminated or that you quit. Answer in a positive statement. Say your contract ended, or it was a seasonal job, temporary, something like that, or you decided to go back to school, anything along those lines. Why have you been unemployed for so long? Try to be honest, and just make sure that if it was something like you were in school, then that is completely understandable, and you should tell them that. Why should we hire you? You need to make sure that you have a good answer for this question. You can say something like you believe that you would make a valuable contribution to the company, or you agree with what the company is doing and you would like to help along with that. And one final question they might ask you is if you have any questions for them. You should make sure to ask them at least one question. I have interviewed people before and they haven't asked any questions, and that doesn't leave a good impression, and I've also interviewed people who ask too many questions, so you need to be sure to avoid that as well. But do at least ask one. Some of the questions you could ask are, what are the day-to-day responsibilities of this job? That shows that you're interested. How will my responsibilities and performance be measured, and by whom? This also shows that you're interested in the job. Could you explain your organizational structure? What computer equipment and software do you use? What is the organization's plan for the next 5 years that shows that you want to be around for a while? And then when are you going to make the hiring decision? That's an important question. Then you should know about what time you'll hear back from the interviewer, and what kind of training is provided or is available. All of these tips, how to dress and stuff like that, will help you be successful in an interview. And here are some more tips for being successful and some reasons why people are not. Some general tips: you need to close the interview at the end. You should thank them, shake their hand, request a business card or contact information, and then 2 to 3 days later send a thank you card. You should practice interviewing, like answering the questions that I've provided you with, and stuff like that. Go alone. Don't bring your friends or your family or anything like that. Greet the employer with a handshake. It should be firm, but not too firm, and make sure your hand isn't clammy. Smile, be polite, and try to relax. If you're not relaxed, then you will come across as nervous or antsy, and that's not something people usually like. Answer questions directly. Don't beat around the bush. Be upbeat and positive. Arrive early. Have copies of your resume with you. Leave personal items in your car or at home. Don't bring a backpack with you. Obviously, if it's winter, you'll have a coat. That's fine. And turn off your cell phone. Some pitfalls that people have that cause them to lose the job would be an untidy appearance. Make sure you are dressed professionally. Inability to express information clearly. You're not speaking clearly. You don't have good communication skills. Lack of interest or enthusiasm. People want you to be interested in the job, and you should be enthusiastic about it. Willingness to start at the bottom. You need to be willing to start in an entry-level job and work your way up in the company. Negative attitude. So if you're not positive and upbeat about things. Lack of eye contact. People like eye contact. It shows that you are relating to them. Incomplete or sloppy application. Obviously, that's before the interview. Being late for an interview. You should always be 10 to 15 minutes early. Lack of maturity. So you should be mature and professional in the way you speak and the way that you're dressed. And an overemphasis on money are all bad things. In conclusion, interviewing for a job is a very important part of almost everyone's career, and being prepared can determine if you get the job or not. Are there any questions? Thank you.